Hey guys, Marsengin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be looking at MVP 17. We just finished his EZA on the stream, good old 30 stage EZAs. This guy had a ton of HP, so it made this take a crazy amount of time. So Gamma 2, the other Gamma 2's in slot 7, so I guess we want to float this one off. So I think we'll leave the rotation like this. Does he get? He gets an extra link. Yeah, he gets solid support from Piccolo. Okay, so we're running the Gamma 2 team because on global, MVP 17 has two 200% leader skill teams, which is AGL Gamma 2 and then STR Carnival Goku, because 17 is on Battle of Wits. On JP, he is on the GT 8-year anniversary unit, the Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So obviously they are coming out on global very soon. And he'll make a pretty good addition to that team, because fortunately for him, whilst he is 17 from the Universe Survival Saga, he's not tied to being on any specific team. So if we take a look at what he does, he has an Android's lead that's up to full 170 now after his EZA, or Super Physical 120. His super attack is raised defense for one turn, does immense damage, and greatly lowers attack and defense. So in events where you can still lower attack, that's obviously very, very good. And then his passive, attack and defense 120, additional attack 120 when performing a super. He gets an additional 17% defense with each attack received, up to 50%. So that means he has to get hit 3 times, because it would be 17, 34, and then technically it would be 51, but the maximum is 50. So he has to get hit 3 times. He gives all allies 3 key and 60% defense, and he has 17% damage reduction. Then he will get an additional 40% damage reduction and give allies an extra 17% defense when his HP is 77% or less. So that means when you have that full passive up, he's giving everybody 77% defense, including himself, and having 57% damage reduction, which is really, really good. So obviously mine is full link level 10. I gave mine the full dodge build. It's controversial for when he came out on JP. I know lots of people were arguing about it on the timeline, because he does need to get hit to get built up. But I was kind of explaining this in the stream before we started the EZA, when I was talking about the reason why I gave him that build. And it's because even with a full dodge build, he's not going to dodge every single attack, right? 24 dodge is a 24% chance to dodge. And in these earlier stages, you know, we need him to be fully built up by the time we get to the very end of the event. So if he's not getting hit 3 times immediately on the first turn, then it's not the end of the world, right? Now the only downside is, on this rotation, if I do play it out like this, it means he's not getting hit at all. And the thing is, this 17, his main role, obviously this is a showcase, so we're going to keep him on rotation, but his main role on these teams is going to be an off-rotation support unit. So realistically, if I was just playing this event properly to win, I would do this, right? And then he's going to potentially get all his 3 hits here. But because we are doing a showcase, I don't really want to float him off. Plus I need to float off Gamma 2, because we have the other Gamma 2 in slot 7. I mean, I guess I could do this. They share Fierce Battle and Solid Support. What does that give him? 209. And then if he's in the middle, yeah, so he gets Android Assault with Gamma 2, which is a lot of extra defense. I guess we'll do this for now, right? We have plenty of turns where we can get those hits in and get his passive built up. So we'll keep him in slot 2 for now. And bear in mind, he does raise defense on Super as well. So he is going up to at least 300k after supering on this turn. And he has 17% damage reduction. But obviously, you know, on this turn he's not getting hit, so it doesn't matter too much. Pretty decent damage as well, considering we do have a lot of support on this rotation. Yeah, look at that. The second super, 8.5 million. It's pretty good. Pretty good damage overall for him, right? Getting the double super. And then in comes Gamma 2. Obviously, the more supers he gets, the more built up he gets. But chances are he's probably going to finish off this guy right here. Depends whether he gets crits, because he builds up crit chance, but yeah, we have a very high likelihood of finishing this guy off right here. In a way, it would be good if we don't, because then we can go into the next turn and then just immediately finish, like, one-shot him, and then move on to 17 back on the next rotation. 5.2. Look at Gamma 2 just going off. I only have one dupe in my Gamma 2 as well. Very much looking forward to the anniversary banners and potentially getting all the extra copies of him. So I also bought Topo on the team because remember, Gamma 2's leader skill is androids, movie heroes, and special pose. And because of the Universe Survival Saga links, like Tournament of Power, Topo shares some extra links with that 17 that make him quite useful to use on this team. So we're not going to be able to get the 7 orbs for Kid Goku here, but we can get these ones, and then we can grab these. Still quite early on in the event anyway, so it's not like this is going to make a huge deal. Gamma 1 will tank this, or just dodge. There you go, I'll take that. And just need to get back to the next rotation. So, I mean, 17 had an okay amount of defense without getting any build-up. I'm very interested to see what his max defense is going to look like, because we need to get those 3 hits in. And then you have to bear in mind, like I said at the beginning, his main role on these teams is going to be a 3rd slot floating unit, which means unless you're doing an event that has AoEs, which obviously on Global at the moment, realistically, the only event of any relevance that does that is Broly with his AoE phase, the STR Broly. Because he's going to be in slot 3, he's pretty much always only ever going to get attacked after he's attacked, and he raises defense on super. So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and put him in slot 1 here. So we've got Android Assault, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle. So we have 261k. Because what is Solid... I guess Solid Support doesn't give any defense then, because that was the extra link that he gets from Piccolo. Yeah, it's 15% attack. So he'll have a slightly lower attack stat on this turn, but it is what it is. So we'll do this. Now he's getting attacked 4 times. So let's see how many times he actually gets hit and how detrimental the dodge build is. So there you go. He got hit once straight away. So that's 1 buff. And then he got hit again. And then he got hit again. And then again. So he didn't actually dodge a single time. So, I mean, that's the thing, right? This is what I said. The full dodge build is not perfect. You're not going to dodge every single attack. But the reason why I give these units in particular, there's certain types of units that I think are very suited to full dodge builds. And those are the units that you're going to run as your floating support units. Because while 17 can do some decent damage, you don't put him on the team to be a damage dealer, right? The way I like to use my hidden potential builds, is to maximize the role that I want that unit to perform on my team. Not necessarily to completely min-max their abilities from like their passive. So if it's a unit that I'm going to have floating in slot 3, who again, he's there on the team to provide support and to not die, essentially. So that's why I give him full dodge, because that increases his likelihood of not dying. So he's not going to dodge every time, obviously. It's not like a foolproof strategy, but it's certainly a useful one. And I do that for most of my units that are going to be floating 3rd slot units. So Ignidex says 17's defense is not good enough without the full damage reduction. Well, let's see. We did get him fully built up on that previous turn. So now on his next rotation, we are actually going to see him with his full passive built up. And who's going to be... Oh, it's going to be Topo in slot 3 as well. So not only is he getting the support from God Topo, but he's going to have the Tournament of Power link. Unless we have to put him in slot 1. It kind of depends whether we kill Oceanus here or not. Because I guess it depends, right? Because now that 17 is fully built up, we don't have to put him in slot 1 ever again, right? For the sake of the showcase, again, he would be a slot 3 unit usually. But yeah, now that he's fully built up, I can put him in whichever slot I want. Which means if I can put him in slot 2 to get extra links from the unit in slot 3, then I probably will do that. So how do I make my game look better? I mean, all you can really do is check the settings. Make sure you've got the like high quality animation thing set, and there's like the color clarity thing. Although that doesn't really change the quality, it changes the hue of like, of course. She survived with the tiniest sliver of health. Are you actually kidding me? So if we were going to do this and we were actually going to get, oh, we get solid support from him as well. So we'd get solid support and Tournament of Power, and he's at 427k defense. So that means after supering, he gets an extra 30%. So he's going to be at around 500k defense, and he has 17% damage reduction. So what that means is, if he was to get hit by a super attack that would do 1,000,000 damage, first of all, you take off the 17% for damage reduction. So that would be times 83, so that would be 830, and then we take away his 500k defense. So if he was to get hit by a 1,000,000 damage super attack now, he would take 330k after supering. And then obviously if he double supers, it's going to be slightly less than that. But obviously that's not crazy. Like 330k is still a lot, but that's from a super attack that would do 1,000,000 damage. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not the craziest. But if we put him in slot 1, we still have 400k defense. So wait, what does Tournament of Power give him? It's giving him like 20k defense, which is not that crazy. But since it's his showcase, we'll put him in slot 1 so he can get the finishing blow here. And then ideally what I need to see now is we need to actually take some damage on one of these upcoming rotations so we can actually drop below 77% HP and see what he's going to be looking like in those circumstances. So the only problem is, like this rotation, for example, like no one on this turn is taking damage, right? I mean, Gamma 2, if he eats a super, might take a little bit of damage, but I mean, he's already rocking 340k defense before he supers, so... Oh yeah, true, there is the fact that it would be an extreme enemy, so he would take more as well, so... Yeah, that is true, because remember, extreme units do more damage to super, and vice versa, so... Look at Gamma 1. My Gamma 1 has 2 dupes, and he's the defensive unit out of the 2, and he's just casually dropping a 9,000,000 attack stat in slot 1 here. Then we get an additional, so 9.5. And then Gamma 2 is going to go on. Yeah, I mean, this team is just absolutely crushing these guys. Which, I mean, this event is obviously not difficult anymore, right? The Shadow Dragons one. I feel like it's a good stage for showcasing units, because as you start to get to this stage, and especially the next stage with Nova, the super attack does actually do, like, a pretty decent amount of damage. And especially because Nova is STR. So he has type advantage over MVP 17. So if we go into the Nova phase and we don't have the extra damage reduction from 17, which it looks like we're not going to, because it looks like we're not going to really lose any health this turn, then chances are we are going to... MVP 17 will just get destroyed by Nova. So... Well, it does seem like Piccolo probably won't finish him off here. Yeah. So that means we've got to put MVP 17 in slot 1 again, so that Gamma 1 doesn't just kill him. Or sorry, Gamma 2. This is what I think is cool about this team, though, because obviously we can run... oh, he can't raise defense, that's unfortunate. We can run the Kid Goku. So obviously if we get 7 orbs, we get the extra damage reduction for everybody on the rotation as well, which does work out quite nicely. But of course, the way the orbs fell, I'm not going to be able to do that, but that's fine. The only problem with, I guess, doing this stage in particular, until we get to the next phase, right, with Nova, because we just can't really take much damage. And then, to be fair, the next turn against Nova, we've got the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 rotation. And those guys are incredibly strong. Should I prioritize the 200%, or can I just put 170 units? I mean, a lot of the top tier units in the game still operate perfectly fine under a 170 lead. For me personally, I do like to try and have as many of the units that are under the 200% as possible. But, you know, those units will still perform very well. Especially top tier units. Like I did a video, was it yesterday or the day before? Showing off the Piccolo Jr. from Golden Week on the STR-17's team, because he's on Target Goku. So he only gets a 170 lead from them, and he was putting out some very impressive numbers. Go Bros EZA looks so fun, can't wait to use it on Global in a year. Well, it'll be October, right, when the Turles celebration comes to Global. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Tanabata and Worldwide are as well, because if Worldwide brings anything that buffs any of these units. Like, imagine if the extreme units from the worldwide celebration are like a massive buff for Turles, and then the super units are a massive buff for the Go-Bros, and then we get those units come out, like, for us in October. Oh, Topo's just getting destroyed by Nova. Okay, nice. Well, I was about to say we were going to see going into the next turn on 7 under the HP restriction, but apparently Topo, even with his EZA, Topo is apparently just unusable in the current difficult content. I threw him on the team because he fits under Gamma 2's leader skill and shares those extra couple of links with 17, but I guess he sucks. He also has a very similar thing to 17, where you have to be below a certain HP threshold and then he has damage reduction. So if he had the damage reduction active, I think we might have been okay, but I actually genuinely didn't think he was going to get annihilated like that. But I mean, there you go. That was the preliminary look at 17. We didn't get to see a turn of him under 77% HP, but I'm obviously going to take him against Broly, Metal Cooler Core, potentially Cell Max as well. Cell Max will be an interesting one because as long as he's on the second turn against the Tech one, you have a very high likelihood, right, that the Tech one's going to super attack you in the first turn. You're going to lose like at least half your health, and then on the next turn 17 comes in and has his full passive active. So we'll try him out in a bunch of different events. I should put a sticker on him as well, actually. I didn't put a sticker on him before we started the showcase. I don't know if his card art lends the best to a sticker effect though, but let's have a look what he's going to look like here. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst, but definitely not one of the best, so there you go. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Definitely seems like he can be pretty solid. He's getting up to around 500k defense without his full passive. And remember, not only will he get the extra damage reduction, but he'll be giving an extra 17% defense as well. So he will be a defensive beast when he has his full passive active. We just need to actually get it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he fares against some of these tougher red zone bosses. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.